Hey girl, I just got back from Bell's family farm. I'm talking 100-year-old farm on 130 acres of land. Can you believe that?
Yes, I remember. How was it? Did it live up to your expectations?
Yes, it did. They were having their annual Sand Hills Ag Art Festival. There were food trucks, vendors, pumpkin painting. It was truly a family fun event, and everybody in town was there. It was all around a great vibe.
A community day at a historic farm with vendors and festivities? Did you get to try any interesting foods or meet some cool people?
And so my first stop to eat something was at Miss B's Pickled Okra. Girl, let me tell you about it.
I love some good pickled okra. What was it like? Spill the details.
What you have here, Brittany, is Mrs. B's Pickled Okra.
Okay.
And it's a fermented product, meaning that it breaks down in its own acids, juices, and sugars.
Mm-hmm.
And after it breaks down to a certain point, we add our own herbs and spices to it and temperature. So I want you to take a good clean bite when you bite it, because it is a raw vegetable, okay?
Okay.
And I want you to tell me what you think about it.
Okay, I will.
And that's one of the things that make Mrs. B's pickles different and unique. It's a product that have been around for 5 generations. It's a good clean bite. And the texture is different too. It's a good chew.
That's good.
Can you reason on what I'm saying?
Yes, that's really good.
Okay. And all of her products are there. What you think?
Delicious. It's nice and it has like a good spice. It's just a little sweet.
Yes.
Nice spice. Not too much spice though. Like too overpowering.
Yes, and a thing to remember when you're fermenting, vegetables, believe it or not, has starches. And they breaks down into their own sugars, starches, and also a healthy bacteria come with fermenting.
Mm-hmm.
Your pickles, that's a good gut.
Yeah, gut
it's
health.
Good for your digestive system.
Yeah.
Enjoying some delicious, crunchy pickled okra? What else happened at Bell's Farm? What was the vibe like?
When I first stepped out of the car and I looked at the vastness of that land, it just really touched me to see that, you know, as African Americans, there are still some of us out here that are still holding on to our history, holding on to our land, and we are staying innovative and doing something with the legacy.
It sounds like such a profound experience. Being there, surrounded by all that history and the legacy of the land, what was it like meeting the family and hearing their stories?
Bell's family farm has a rich history that spans nearly 100 years. It was founded by author and Albina Bell, who worked tirelessly to build a life on the land they loved. Together they raised 8 children, and their third eldest, Leonard Bell, continued the family's farming legacy.
I'm the middle child. I'm number 3. It was six of us. So it was Linda. She passed away at age 49. Almost 49. A couple of weeks. And then Leonard Jr., my brother, he's 72.
Well, Bell's Farm been around for generations. Actually, my grandfather established the farm right here up the road in 1924.
Oh, wow.
And so it's actually 100 years this year.
Wow.
Yeah. But I was born and raised right here in this spot.
Yes.
And I'm the oldest son of the 6 siblings. Overall, it's been 72 good years. I'm 72 years old, so it's been 72 good years.
Yes.
I'm 71. Marvin is 69. Sherry is
Just turned 68.
68. Cynthia is 64.
Spring, South Carolina. This is where I grew up 63 years ago and counting. And our grandparents, Albina and Arthur Bell, bought this land 97 years ago. So in 3 years, it'll be 100 years old. It's still Bell property, still Bell land. We have 4 houses, 2 occupied and 2 for us to stay when we're guests. Live in Charlotte now. Blessed to have this legacy and pray that between AbellA and Bell's Grace, we will continue the legacy of our grandparents, Arthur and Albina Bell.
Can you edit some things?
Shut up. All right, I'm back.
My grandmother, she's always very quiet and very just sweet and say hello and hey little boys, what she always would say. I'd go up there and visit her. So just remember them always smiling and being very welcoming when we came by the house.
I remember my grandparents, Pete Bell was a character, man. It was chewing tobacco, 1 can of beer. I had my first beer from Granddaddy. Thank you, Granddaddy, appreciate it.
Grandma and Grandpa, growing up with them, and they took care of us as little kids. So always there, always taking care of us. So we always had a second home. Is always Grandma and Grandpa. So we love them very much, very dearly.
The first thing that comes to mind was my great-grandparents, just going up the hill and seeing him and still driving his car at 90 years old, going to the mailbox.
But he drove like, it was funny. You go down the road and the car go 50, 45, 50, 45, 50.
The car was going slow, but it was steady.
And he would never let you drive. He was a hard-working man and very stern. He told me that I was lazy, sorry, and everything else. And I was like, Jeremy, thank you, Granddaddy.
Mom and Dad raised us to be farmers, because we was on the farm.
Farming, every Saturday morning, we had to, early in the morning, start farming, and then come home Saturday night. I could never go out with my friends on the weekend because we had to work. But it was always that we would get together sometime and do hogs and do the hogs together as a big family. And man, just have a big day, a full day of just butchering and sharing the meat between the families and everything like that. So it was wonderful.
I love that.
Like I said, the farming been in this family all these generations, and as you can see, we're still carrying it on, still being generation farmers. My sister Joyce and my cousin Stephanie, which both was born in these two houses, they established the gardens this year, the raised bed garden, to continue the farming in a different tradition, different way. And it has been somewhat challenging this year because of the dry weather and stuff like that. But overall, it was a good year. Black farmers in general are depleting by each generation. So it's kind of rare to have black farmers these days.
Yeah, it is.
But farming now is different from what it was 40, 50, 60 years ago. Technology has changed, but it's still the same because the whole purpose is to produce a good product that people will enjoy and really, purchase when you have it ready to sell.
Yeah.
So that's basically what we're all about, is continuing to carry on what our grandparents started, like I said, almost 100 years ago.
Leonard married the wonderful anime Paige Bell, and together they nurtured the farm, keeping it in the family and honoring his parents' vision.
Oh, I was asking about when this picture was taken, when he was about 62 or 65 years old. But he worked down at Savannah Riverside. Back then it was called the Bum Plant. And then it had another name as well. It was the DuPont Company.
Savannah River Plant.
Yeah. So when Dad was employed there, most of the African-American men were employed in either janitorial positions, labor positions, but my dad applied for a laboratory position. And he was one of the first African-American men that was hired in the lab there without a college degree. But Dad was already college material. He just didn't have the piece of paper to support it.
And a Korean War veteran.
And he's a Korean War.
All our uncles, all his brothers went to work, are veterans.
Right, exactly.
All four.
Exactly.
So everybody but Joyce and Eddie Manor worked out there somehow.
Somehow a nursing position was never available for me to go to, but that's okay. This one here has held the record for the longest continuous working at one location, that her grandfather, her father, her sister, and her uncle, her brother have all worked, but she's worked there the longest, which is
46 years.
So there's been a continuous Bell presence down at the Savannah River site since 1950
something.
Well, maybe when was the site built? 50.
Well, it's about 60 years old, 70 years old now.
Yeah. Okay. So that was I'm 71, so 1954. Yeah, something like that. So a continuous Bell presence there at that plant for all these years. And of course, this is Mother's picture that was taken on her 90th birthday, and she was as regal as you can see her there. We had a wonderful, during COVID, of course, we could not come in and celebrate. So we set up out here on her lookout, which we call it Mom's Lookout, for the family to gather out in the yard. And then we actually had a photo shoot out in the yard for her 90th birthday, September 23rd, 2020.
And it was a drive-by for the cousins and everybody to come on there. They could stand outside and talk to Mom.
Yeah.
And yes.
And then that Sunday after her birthday, we had the church members to do a drive-by to say happy birthday to her. So they would stand in front of there, and I would take a picture with Mother sitting right there by the door so they could take a picture. And again, that was September 23rd, 2020. She passed away November 27th, 2020.
Black
so
Friday.
That was
Black Friday.
That September, October. And really, up until about 3 days before she passed, she was sitting out here watching a movie with us. Mother did not go through a very sickly phase. She became just quiet, just not as busy, but she was able to see that 90th birthday. I think that 90th birthday was what she was just ready to enjoy, because she had energy, she was healthy, we ate cake, and we just had a wonderful time. Wonderful time.
Many pictures.
Oh, lots of
over
pictures.
100 cards that then.
Oh yeah, because we asked for 90, but we had over 100 cards that came.
I married late and had children late, so my children are the youngest. They're youngest grandchildren, number 8 and number 9. So yeah, they grew up with my great nieces and nephews. But yes, they got to know, especially my daughter. She got to, she oh my God, she's a music performer. She's in the 3rd college. She's in Seattle, Washington, a fellow of the Seattle Symphony Orchestra. So she's finishing up her doctorate degree next year. But the mama used to go when she was at Kennesaw State, then UNM, Albuquerque, but at Kennesaw State, she got an undergrad. Mama used to come see a recital, so there's a picture that us in red, and that baby has cried more tears missing Mom than I have. I mean, so I'm so glad she got to eat Mama's potato pies.
We got to taste this, again, almost 100-year-old recipe from her grandmother, sweet potato pie, and I promise you, girl, it was one of the best sweet potato pies I have ever tasted.
So I made today my grandmother's sweet potato pie. This is actually her recipe, her handwritten recipe. She taught me how to make her pie before she passed away. And a couple days before she passed, I made a pie and brought it down, and she wasn't eating that much, but I showed her the pie and she says, let me get a piece of that pie. So I ran here in the kitchen and I brought a pie down, and she tasted the pie and she looked at me and she said, you did good. And I knew it was more than just the pie. It was just, I did good in life, but this was so special for her to pass down this recipe to me so that I can continue, because this was my favorite dish from my grandmother. And I wanted to make sure I perfected it before she passed away. So just her having that moment with me, telling me that I did good, and her eating, my pie, a couple days before she passed was just a very special moment between us. And this is just something I continue to share with my family. So
yes, I love that. It looks delicious.
Thank you. She has it because she didn't really measure a lot, but
I did not measure.
Right, but I have it pretty close. So
yes.
My family, they've been enjoying it since I've been making it. So.
Okay, well, I'm definitely.
Yes, absolutely. Let's get you a piece.
Okay.
All right.
It's really good heated up.
I already know.
Let's do a little.
Yeah.
Let's heat it up for a second.
We're gonna do a little seconds. Yes. Okay.
Go for it.
I already know.
Oh, it's making it good. All right. I think the fourth.
Hold on. Oh. I'm gonna start speaking in tongues, Lord. Hold on. It's more. Ooh.
It had me going, I love you. Girl, her sweet potato pie was better than mine.
It's better than mine.
Because I'm trying to see if it's regular sugar in, because it's not, it's a different, I feel like there's some honey in here, but I don't know. There's no honey? It's a different sugar in here though, right? I knew it was, it's not melted. I was like, there is an acid, something that is causing
They
this.
did. They had a secret ingredient, but you know we had to bleep that out. Everybody can't know all that. You know what I'm saying? It's a secret.
That sets it off. Do you understand
But
me?
it says you have to, when she stirred it, she said you have to give it love. If your food won't taste good, if
if ain't no love in it, it ain't gonna be good.
Because I was in there, and she was like, no,
you doing
give it love. So she had to give it. She had to show me how to give it love. That was when, and she ate it too. And she wasn't eating at all, but she had some of that pie.
My great grandma.
She made sure.
This is 2 days before she passed.
Yeah, and she made sure to eat that pie. She ate that pie.
It sounds like the warmth and love from the family was just as rich as that sweet potato pie. I can only imagine how special it was to taste a recipe with so much history behind it. I'd love to see the video and get a glimpse of that experience.
So listen, I got more to tell you. There's so much more. We'll get into all those details the next time we talk, girl, because you know these kids gotta eat. It's dinner time, so
I can't wait to hear more about it. Take care of those kiddos, and we'll catch up soon.
love you, girl. Bye.